Tell us something your wife doesn't know about you. Bonjour, hi friends. I'm RP, a young adult on a journey to financial independence. I asked my followers on Twitter for any questions in preparation for this video. Hello. Parfait, c'est bon, j'arrive. Alright, so my kid is sick. I need to leave now. So I'll be back. Alright, so that was school that called yesterday, and that wasn't scripted, by the way. I kind of wish it was. I had to go pick up my son because he wasn't feeling really well, was coughing a lot, so the whole shebang. COVID test, which came back negative, and today he's feeling a lot better. So here we are. The reality of juggling between shooting YouTube videos and family life. So again, not scripted. Since I don't have any followers and I really wanted to make a Q&A video, I decided to Google search work-related icebreaker questions, family life questions, and top speed dating questions and answer some of those. So honey, if you take a look at my browsing history, don't worry if you see speed dating questions or is Keanu Reeves immortal. I don't typically talk about myself that much. When I'm facilitating to a group, I prefer to shine the spotlight on participants, not me. So this is kind of new for me, but still exciting though. So let's get started. First question. Name of your first pet. Nice try, scammers. Besides, I'm pretty much allergic to everything. Cats, dogs, cows, horses. My doctor told me in his 30+ years career, he never saw a patient with that many allergies. I'm number one, baby. What are you most passionate about? I would say technology, which is kind of funny because I have this difficult relationship with technology, to say the least. When there is a 1 in a million chance of something going wrong, I'm that one. For example, I bought an iPhone on launch day, and when I was moving the phone like this, I could hear the battery moving around the casing, like it wasn't glued properly. Or buying a brand new TV after reading hundreds of different reviews online, finally pick the perfect TV for me, drove all the way to the store, brought it back home, set it up on my wall, only to realize that the TV was making this horrible noise when there's black pictured on screen. Well, no worries, since it's not like there's black bars on the top and the bottom of a TV when you're watching a movie or something. But when technology works, that's where the fun begins. And I feel like I grew up in the perfect generation for me, you know? I got to live the birth of the internet.
This is Bill Gates' computer. I mean, that is like using Wayne Gretzky's hockey stick.
Oh, pretty.
Discovered gaming in 3D after playing 2D games for a long time. So I would say technology is what I'm most passionate about when it does work. Speaking of technology, what is your favorite piece of tech ever? And for that, I would say the very first iPhone. In 2007, I was using an iPod, a flip phone, and a laptop for school. And that same year, Steve Jobs got up on stage to announce 3 new innovative products.
A widescreen iPod with touch controls, a revolutionary mobile phone, and a breakthrough internet communications device.
People were going wild. And then he starts to repeat an iPod, a phone,
and an internet communicator. An iPod. A phone. Are you getting it?
Oh, I got it. To this day, I consider Steve Jobs' keynote introduction to the iPhone as one of the best presentation I ever saw in my life. His little smirk, that is the smirk of someone that knows they're about to change the world. And I still think it looks sick though. And who's your favorite film director? I would say Christopher Nolan. I feel like Inception is truly a masterpiece. When I left the movie theater in 2010, I was speechless. The concept of planting an idea in someone else's mind to give the impression that they actually came up with the idea themselves is in fact a great metaphor to what great facilitators are doing. Leading the questions, answering questions with questions. So in the end, the participant figure it out, but you actually help the participant get there. And they never saw it coming, just like Inception. Oh, and Inception also has Tom Hardy playing James Bond. So what more can you ask for? Tell us something your wife doesn't know about you. Oh. Alright, so in 1995, my favorite movie back then was It Takes Two. Featured the Olsen twins, and they were my age, and I gotta say I fell in love with the Olsen twins back then. So I begged my parents to pay actual money so I could join the official Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's fan club. And I think it was pretty expensive back then. I think it was around like maybe $50 or something. Anyway, so all I got was a lousy poster and a couple of pictures and postal cards. And even as a kid, I felt so sorry for wasting my parents' money. So yeah, that's something my wife doesn't know. And now she does. Sorry, honey. What do you do to prepare for a big presentation? So I've had my fair share of nerve-wracking presentations. So before facilitating a class, hosting a webinar, or doing any sort of presentations where there's a large audience, where stress could jeopardize the presentation, like stuttering, or the words simply won't come out because of stress, I do one thing, and that is visualization. It's kind of like meditation, but you listen to an audio track that walks you through a relaxing scene. You focus on your breathing and relax your muscles. By far, my favorite visualization is the wise tree, or l'arbre sage in French. The scene is you walk towards this very old tree and you start hugging it. And when you're breathing in, you're kind of absorbing all its energy. It actually stabilizes you. And when you're breathing out, you're exteriorizing all your concerns. And concerns for presentations might be, am I gonna remember my actual presentation? Is technology gonna give me challenges while I'm in front of a crowd? Remember what I said about my relationship with technology. Now, visualization is a tool used by many professional athletes, such as US Open winner Bianca Andreescu, 2018 Tennis Canada Player of the Year Eugenie Bouchard. They use visualization to enter the right mindset before a big game. It's a tool from my toolbox that allows me to feel in control in stressful situations. What is the hardest thing about being a parent? As you might know, this channel is about helping adults build passive income while juggling family life. If there's one thing no one prepared me to as a parent, is dealing with the uncertainty of when one of your child gets sick. Now, I'm lucky enough that my kids don't have any serious illness, and I'm so compassionate with parents that have to deal with a sick child. But what I mean about the uncertainty is, for my wife and I, we had our fair share of scares. You know, waking up in the middle of the night with your kid having a high fever that's not going down even with medication. You feel so helpless. It does get a bit better as they age, but still, that for me is the hardest thing about being a parent. That, or the fact that I even considered buying a minivan. What's the best thing about being a parent? Oh, I like that. Let's think positive. Hearing your child laughing out loud. A laugh that is genuine, that can't be faked. You do something silly like jumping on a bike and they start laughing, and then they look at you with their eyes wide open, super impressed, like you're Superman or something. Now, boy, is that fun. If you could travel back in time, Back to the Future style, would you go back in time or would you travel to the future? I love time travel movies.
Great Scott.
The thing about me is I'm often nostalgic. I'll just take a look at a picture or a souvenir and immediately I wish I could relive that moment. So I would travel back in time, but the thing is, I would be too scared of the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect is you change a tiny thing in the past and it drastically changes the present day. And I'd be too worried that I would do something to screw things up and my wife wouldn't fall in love with me. So I kind of wish I could go back in time, relive a few moments, but come back to present day without changing a thing. Like some sort of vacation. So instead of going to Cuba, you could travel back in time to relive your wedding day or your best Christmas day with the entire family. Now that'd be great. Maybe one day. Technology, right? Or maybe it already happened. Maybe that's the reason why I'm here. And that's it, friends. Now, if you would love to hear my story about why I left Apple to launch a business that failed, which eventually led to me starting this YouTube channel, check out this video right here. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. That way, maybe the next time I do a Q&A video, I'll have more actual questions from the audience. Thanks for trusting me with your time. You stay safe. À bientôt.